Important changes to your credit in 2020 and what you can do about it. That's the topic for today's episode. And without further ado, let's dive in. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. For those who are tuning in for the first time, this is your channel for real estate education. And today's topic came about an article that I read not so long ago about changes to the FICO score. So without further ado, let's just dive into my board. And for those who are actually curious what FICO stands for, and it simply means the Fair Isaac Corporation, right? And then what happened recently, what I read about it, is that FICO recently came out with a new way to actually determine your credit worthiness. And the scoring system they came up with is the 10T. So what is the FICO 10T? So this type of credit scoring system, it's gonna put a heavy emphasis on those people who are not paying on time, right? So the way the FICO system usually works is that depending on what bucket, you will get a certain percentage allocation, whether you're paying on time, whether you have a lot of debt. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. There's a link to a video down below where you can actually learn more about the FICO breakdown. But in the meantime, please stay with me so that way you can get the most out of it. And you can always check the episode at a later time with the links down below. So back into the board, right? They're putting a heavier emphasis on people who are actually not paying their credit cards on time. And they're also gonna flag, right, those people who are either getting a lot of personal loans, right, or simply getting a lot of new credit cards, right? So new credit cards right here. Why? Because now they understand that a lot of people are doing the debt shuffling back and forth, right? Opening one credit card for 0%. So that way you can transfer the debt from one old card that is paying interest to the newest one. So that way you continue to reduce that debt without having to worry to pay for interest. So one more time to recap, they are actually putting a very heavy emphasis on those who are not paying on time. And then they're going to be on the lookout for those people who are practicing the shuffling of debt back and forth. Now, you might be wondering, oh my, this is the end of the world. It's just not helping me at all right now. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So first of all, calm down. It's not the end of the world, right? Because the way they announced this, and I actually read this article from the Wall Street Journal. So I'll make sure that I will leave the link down below so you can actually check it out. So the way this was announced is that FICO is one of the many credit system, is one of the many ways to calculate your credit worthiness, but it's not a mandated one, right? So lenders at the end of the day still have the power to decide what kind of FICO system they want to use. The most popular one that I've seen out there is the FICO A. That's the most common one that lenders typically use to issue a credit card or just simply issue you a mortgage, right? And the next one that some of the lenders use is the Vantage score, right? So the Vantage score, that's the one that you typically see in Credit Karma, right? That's why sometimes when you pull your credit out from Credit Karma versus the scoring that you see, let's say in your bank application, right, for your credit card, you will see a big discrepancy between the two, or sometimes not the same. Maybe they're like close enough, but not really. And that's the reason why, because they're using a different scoring system, and each scoring system has different formulas worked into each algorithm. And that's why you, in essence, don't get the same credit. At the same time, it also has to do with the time of the reporting. Some banks, they report your debt sooner than others. And so there are a lot of factors that actually go right into it that you don't necessarily have to worry about. But just bear in mind that there are different type of FICO credit scores out there, and the fact that this is coming out in the market does not necessarily mean it's going to impact you directly, but it always helps for you to be aware of it. Now, let's just dive into my computer so that you can actually navigate, you can stay more on top of things and see, you know, what's the breakdown and the other type of FICO scores available in the market, so that way you know what you're walking yourself into. But before we jump into that, make sure you hit the like button right here so you can help the channel rank and help other people looking for this type of information get access to it as well. So let's just dive into my computer. And here we are inside of my screen, right? So we're inside the Experian.com page. And as you can see, there are different types of credit score ranges. So I'm going to leave this article here below so you can actually check it out. Here's the breakdown of what's considered exceptional, very good, etc. And then down here, you get to see the different type of scoring systems that they have. FICO score A, FICO auto score, mortgage score, bank card score. As you can see, there's a big variety out there in terms of how they decide to calculate your credit worthiness. So this is definitely an article that is worth for you to check out. And I'm going to make sure I leave the link down below in the description box so you can check it out. But then as you scroll down, here you go. You get to see how they range, the FICO auto score range, the FICO bank card score range, FICO score and mortgages. So there you go. FICO score 2, score 5, score 4, lots and lots of different ways to calculate your credit score. And the fact that they just recently rolled out the new FICO 10T does not necessarily mean that it's going to impact you in a negative way, at least not right away. And then here is the Vantage scoring system for those who are actually curious. Also, I'm going to leave the link down below for you to check it out. But as you scroll down, you will get to see how the model works, the breakdown of what they consider to be excellent, good, fair, right? And as you can see, it is fairly different from what they consider to be good or bad here under the FICO system. So definitely check it out at your own time. And then as you scroll down, you'll learn more about the Vantage score breakdown for your knowledge. And for those who are actually curious about the article that I read in the journal, I'm also going to leave the link here down below so you can actually check it out. But as you can see, it was recently published on January 23rd. FICO changes can lower your credit score. And then as you scroll down, you learn a little bit more of the history as to why they came up with it and what problems they are trying to resolve with this new scoring system. And as you scroll down, you eventually will get introduced to the FICO 10T, as you can see here. And you will read everything at your own discretion. And that way you stay informed and you stay on top of those changes. So that's all I have in here. Do not forget to hit the like button if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you back outside of the screen. And that's pretty much it for my computer. Hopefully you found the information valuable. Now, you might still wonder, okay, well, that's great for me, and okay, it's good to know, but what do I get out of it? Like, how can I control everything, or how can I just make the impact less negative for me in the event that this winds up being implemented by the bank? So the truth of the matter is there's nothing you can do in that sense, because you really have no control of what the banks choose to do or not. What you can do is just simply look at your chances and just stay informed and monitor everything. So first things first, what you can do is just simply call the banks, right? Whoever you have your credit card with, and just simply find out what kind of a scoring system they're using, right? Whether they're using FICO A, FICO Bank Rate, or the Vantage score, whatever. And that way you can keep an inventory of what's happening and what type of scoring system is governing your loan or your credit card debt. So that way you know what not to mess with and then what to really pay attention to very closely, right? And then if you're in the market to shop for, let's say, new credit cards, or maybe you perhaps are looking to apply for a new mortgage, right? And before you go through the entire application process, what you're gonna do, you're gonna call the bank, right? You're gonna call the 1-800 number and just simply say something like, I am considering applying for this credit card, but before I do, I would like to know what kind of FICO scoring system you're utilizing, whether it's this one, or perhaps this one right here, right? And then based on that, then you get to decide, okay, you know what? If you're using this one, I might not want to pursue, a credit line with you because, I don't know, it's just not working towards my benefit. Or maybe you're thinking, you know what? I'm not going to be late. I am a responsible person and I'm going to make sure that all of those payments are tackled on time. Then you shouldn't worry about, the bank using the 10T. But if you're thinking, okay, you know what? I do make my payments on time, but I don't want to feel like I'm being constrained to something as strict strict to this scoring system, I will definitely want to check out and stay with this scoring system right here. Then at least you know beforehand, before you even walk into whatever loan you're looking to get, or even whatever credit card you're looking to get. So finding out will help you better manage things. But yes, you have no control over what other banks choose to do, but at least you do have control over what kind of relationships you want with certain banks. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. And while I still have you here, I have an episode right here that you should definitely check out, because it's going to help you complement whatever information you just learned today. And until then, do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.